A couple of weeks ago, some rumors started floating around about the Pokémon game coming out on Switch. And the rumors said it was gonna be a remake of Pokémon Yellow that was gonna be set in the Kanto region. Well, turns out those rumors were kinda right. Last week, there was a press conference about Pokémon happening in Japan, and the Pokémon company revealed a trailer and some information on the brand new Pokémon games coming out in November. Pokémon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokémon Let's Go Eevee. But I have seen some mixed reactions on the internet about this announcement, and you know what, I feel like I want to share mine too. But you know, before I share my opinion, let's just start from the beginning. On Saturday, March 31st, late at night, or should I say about 2 hours away from April 1st, the day where everybody makes jokes, well, there was a thread posted on 4chan by a user supposedly called Real Leaks that detailed the next Pokemon games for Switch. The leak stated that there would be 2 versions, one with Pikachu and one with Eevee. The leak also said that it would feature Pokemon Go integration and that there were gonna be rewards if you played both those games. Obviously, the internet thought it was a joke, and I mean, why wouldn't they? It was posted about 2 hours before April Fools by an anonymous user on an image board online. Of course people thought it was fake. I thought it was fake too. It wasn't the first time something weird popped online, as earlier this year, a screenshot appeared online which showed a very blurry image of a trainer riding a Lapras with what seems to be an Eevee on his head. It also seemed to feature Pokemon swimming in the water, but it kinda looked like a 3DS game, so people just called the screenshot fake. Well, maybe that screenshot is fake, it's hard to tell, but now that we have seen what the final game looks like, fake or not, it's pretty much what the game is going to be. So now we had a leak about a game featuring both Pikachu and Eevee and an image that depicted a trainer with an Eevee. But then on May 10th, Game Freak tweeted a picture of Pikachu and Eevee, and then on May 13th a picture of the team was posted, and what Pokemon are present in the middle of that picture? Pikachu and Eevee. Now, you know, the internet became completely crazy. There were so many things that were related to that 4chan leaks, and now the Pokemon company was tweeting stuff left and right about Pikachu and Eevee. The internet went so crazy. But you know what? The internet went even crazier when... On May 29, 2018 in Tokyo, Japan, a Pokemon press conference happened where some news on the future of Pokemon were announced. The conference started with a new game for the Nintendo Switch and mobile platforms named Pokémon Quest. But you know, this game is really irrelevant to this video, so we'll just skip on it for now, okay? Maybe in the future video, who knows. Next up, we got infos on 2 brand new games, Pokémon Let's Go Eevee and Pokémon Let's Go Pikachu. To be honest, the trailer was pretty intense and pretty much confirmed everything the 4chan leaks said. Yellow remakes for Switch. Well, that's kinda true, those new games will take place in Kanto, just like Pokémon Yellow. 2 versions, Pikachu and Eevee. Indeed, the games are Pokémon Let's Go Eevee and Pokémon Let's Go Pikachu, that's totally true. Red and Blue play a role in the story. This wasn't confirmed yet, but why wouldn't they? It's set in the same place. Following Pokemon Return, it was also confirmed that Pikachu and Eevee would chill with you throughout the game, just like Pikachu did in Pokemon Yellow, so yeah. HMs are replaced with Poké Ride. Well, we can see the trainer riding some Pokemon during the trailer, so yeah, that pretty much confirms it. Online as a hub for players. While this is not yet confirmed, it was confirmed to Famitsu by Game Freak that the game would feature online battles and trades, so if there's no hub for players, at least there is online. Pokemon Go integration. That's 100% legit. Pokemon Go was actually a big part of the trailer. I mean, look at it. It's everywhere. Catching Pokemon works like it does in Pokemon Go. Well, to be honest, it's a little bit different, but I can see that it's really similar to Pokemon Go. There's the circle and everything. Rewards in-game and in Pokemon Go. That's confirmed by the trailer again. New accessory can be used. Well, yes, It's called a Pokeball Plus, and it will allow you to catch Pokemon and bring them with you on the go, and it looks like a Pokeball. It's so cute! Announcement soon, releasing this year. Well, we got the announcement, and the game will release on November 16 of this year. So as you can see, the leak was pretty legit. Those games feature all of those things. They are set in the Kanto region, they feature the original 150 Pokemon, and they feature Pikachu and Eevee. They feature a brand new mechanic for catching Pokemon. But you know what? I think this brand new mechanic is what led the internet to be split on whether this was a good or a bad game. Speaking of... Ever since the very first Pokemon game on Game Boy, the gameplay for mainstream Pokemon games hasn't changed that much. Well, this is all about to be completely changed in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Usually, if you want to catch a Pokemon in the RPG games, you have to walk through tall grass, and then a random encounter should happen. And boom, a Pokemon to catch. But you know, you gotta first battle him to make him weak, and then when the time comes, you take your trusty Pokeball and you throw it. And then you can either succeed to catch the Pokemon or fail. Well, in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu / Eevee, the catching mechanic has been dumbed down a little. In fact, it's really similar to the catching mechanic of Pokemon Go, where there's a circle that shrinks, and the smaller the circle is, the better your chances of capturing that Pokemon become. During the trailer, it's often shown that you can play Pokemon Let's Go with only one Joy-Con. Some people were kinda triggered by that new mechanic, and I kinda get that. It simplifies the whole experience and makes it way more comparable to Pokemon Go. Obviously, this new mechanic was shown quite a lot during the trailer, but let me just remind you that trainer battles are shown in the trailer too, so maybe the catching mechanic has been changed, okay, but the rest seems to remain the same. You go through towns, you battle trainers, there's the Team Rocket, you know, there's everything that made the Pokemon games popular in the first place. But the question now might be, why? Why did Game Freak and the Pokemon Company intentionally decided to make the capture mechanic similar to the one in Pokemon Go? Well, this brings me to this next question. Here's my theory. What if this game wasn't made for hardcore Pokemon players? What if this game was actually meant to introduce the RPG Pokemon game to the Pokemon Go audience? That would make sense. A lot of people have watched the Pokemon anime growing up, but have never played a true RPG Pokemon game. But then Pokemon Go was one of the most popular games 2 years ago. Remember the craze? Cause I sure do. Everybody was playing Pokemon Go. Gamers, non-gamers, young people, old people, everybody was hooked. Obviously, things have cooled down a little bit now, but having myself started playing this game again lately, I can see there's quite a dedicated community still active. What if Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee was made for them? Think about it. The Switch is selling a lot, but there's still a demographic that Nintendo wants to get. Casual players. Those players probably played Pokemon Go and maybe they still play it. So now they see familiar gameplay, familiar Pokemon, familiar mechanics. Of course this will bring a lot more players to buy the Switch and the game. That's a pretty smart way to bring new players in the Pokemon universe. I know it kinda sucks if you're a hardcore Pokemon fan, but you know, Game Freak also announced that the Gen 8 Pokemons were coming out in 2019, so you just gotta have to wait a little bit more. In the end, I think that Pokemon Let's Go will serve as some sort of bridge to connect Pokemon Go players with the more traditional Pokemon formula, and will bring more people to play the games, and that's always what you want, not only as a developer, but as a player. If more players are playing the same game, this makes the company want to invest more in that game, or in future games in the franchise. So that's a win-win situation for everyone. I think the best example of this would be the Wii. The Wii was selling so much that a lot of developers decided to make games for it, thus bringing us more games to play, and then more people bought the console, meaning more games and more people. You get it? And if you want one example of what happens if no one buys your console, well, why don't you check out this video about why the Wii U failed. It will teach you everything and will actually make you want Pokemon Let's Go to succeed. So tap the card to see this video right now. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.